Joe Zikas from
yes, sir.
Chicago. I'm at Nookie's at Old Town with Tom Corbett from Tonacor.
Hello.
One of my favorite home inspectors in Chicago.
When I get to the property and demand access to the common elements, and both agents will say, well, no, we've never heard of that, and we haven't set that up. And then I look at the buyer and I say, well, didn't you arrange this with your agent? And the buyer gets flustered and said, yes, I specifically and in writing told Mary or Phil or whatever to get access to the common areas because we were purchasing parts of a percentage of the common areas.
And because you might be facing a huge special assessment if...
Yeah, absolutely.
Get down to business.
At that point, after the buyer requests access and the real estate agent looks like they don't understand, like the buyers from Mars, the agent will usually say, let's say I've experienced this 10 times in the last 4 months. Well, I thought you meant the parking lot. Or I thought you meant the parking garage. Or on occasion they may say, I think I can get your roof access. And so they appear like they attempt to fulfill on the buyer's request. And when I say it's important to see the boiler room, the hot water heater, the fire sprinkler room, the chiller, the roof, and that all of that should be set up so that we can examine it, then the new twist is the agent will typically say, well, why don't you forward us your insurance policy? And I say, good, I'll send it to you. Do you have a cell phone with you? Do you have an iPhone? We'll send it to you right now. And they say, well, we can't arrange that right now, but if you can come back in 2 or 3 days, of course, after the buyer's inspection contingency's finished. I don't know if this makes sense if you're in this or not. But, so they want me to inspect the property after the buyer's inspection contingency is over. So essentially, consumers are then in a place where they either have to take it or leave it under their attorney review. You don't negotiate property condition under attorney. You do that under home inspection. And so I announced to folks, well, look, it's $450 for me to come back, and I'm a businessman. You're obstructing my access to my clients' common areas. You should pay for that. I'm not paying for it. And at which point the agent oftentimes goes, what? You mean you won't come back for free for your client? And I said, you're inhibiting my access to the roof. You pay for it, pay for my time. I don't come back for free. But it is a common practice in the industry where most inspections come from the real estate agents still, that home inspectors will come back in order to maintain their relationship with the realtor, and they come back for free. I don't do that. I get paid for my time, just like you do.
Because your relationship is with your client, and you do not consider the realtor to be your client.
Yeah, the realtor has nothing to do with me other than they're very polite and helpful sometimes, and sometimes they're not helpful.